The House Freedom Caucus has been the only serious check on the Republican establishment for more than a decade. We've been the ones who actually fought spending bills, stood up to weak-kneed leadership, and forced meaningful policy wins. But now that group is losing some of our best and brightest voices. From Chip Roy to Andy Biggs, Byron Donalds, Ralph Norman, Barry Moore, and several others who are leaving Congress who have run for other offices like governor, Senate, and more. Come January, almost the entire senior leadership group of the Freedom Caucus will be gone. So what happens next for this band of conservative stalwarts? Joining me now is Congressman Michael Cloud, House Freedom Caucus member and a member of the all-powerful Appropriations Committee. Michael, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You have been a part of the Freedom Caucus since you've been in Congress, and I believe that we are the conservative conscience of the Republican Party. Now, you've seen the rise of HFC, and now you're seeing many of our members, our friends, depart. So what, to you, does our future as Freedom Caucus members look like in the next Congress?
Well, I think you talked about a lot of members leaving, and I think it's important for us to remember the entire course of American history is one generation passing on the torch of liberty to the next generation to carry it further. And so, that's going to continue to happen. Voters, thankfully, are going to still send people to Congress who are coming here to do what they said they're going to do, who are going to stand on those constitutional principles and continue to fight for them. So going forward, we're going to keep doing the same thing. We're going to keep the two things I really think that we do is one, like you said, be the conscience of what we kind of remind the conference of the things we campaigned on. We want to do the things that we said we were going to do and to kind of be that voice that does that. But then from an operational standpoint, sometimes we get to these these issues, and we've debated the bill, and we think we've taken it as far as we can go on adhering to conservative principles. And it takes a few people to hold the line and say, I think we can get a little more done. And we've seen time and time after again where we've been able to do that and just, take the step one more step for the American people.
Yes, I think those are really excellent points, especially that we are passing that torch of liberty to future members. And I think we always think we're losing a really good one, but then someone really great comes in and fills that role. So hopefully we will have more members who are joining, but also the media sometimes criticizes when we are holding out for something better in a bill. And so maybe the American people could learn a little bit more from you tonight about what the purpose is. It's not about being the one to take down a bill or take down a procedural vote to hold off for a moment, but it's being the one or the few that says we can improve this legislation, we can produce a better product. And so when the media says, the House Freedom Caucus just killed this bill, what does that actually mean? And have you personally seen it produce better results?
Oh, very much so. And the thing that it is, whenever we come to that point, what's really cool about the Freedom Caucus is never are we asking for something that's a colloquial interest or, I just need this in my district. This is about constitutional principles. This is about what's best for the country. Often, taking the heat for those things, and then in the end you find out, actually that was better. We actually were able to find some savings for the American people. We were able to find some pay-fors for this bill or whatever, change how the House operates so that we can actually read the bills before they come to the floor. So these are the kind of things that you get to those sticking points. The reason that things are the way they are when we talk about the status quo is because somebody's benefiting from it. And so it's going to take to have any sort of real change, it's going to take requiring a demand on it. And so, that's really what it's about being constructive in the process, but also not just settling for the easy path because it's convenient. So many people, we come here, we're campaigning, we say we're doing this for the American people, willing to put it on the line, take all the sacrifices it takes to be here, away from family and all those different kind of things. But then you get here and sometimes you forget we're actually working for the people back home. And, sure, if we can get along and have constructive relationships up here, that's great. But it's really about the people back home and what we can do to pass this on to the next generation.
Yes, a true servant leader, Michael Cloud. And, in this, you were one of the 20. I was one of the 20 who took on Kevin McCarthy. And that wasn't just about a person that this group was taking on. We wanted institutional changes, policy changes. And in fact, the actual host of the Matt Gaetz Show was one of the 20 as well. Yeah. And I believe that we had an opportunity there to really change things for generations. So many times people up here say, well, just do things the way we've always done them. And the American people don't like the way we've always done things in Congress. So we wanted some of those, and you stood there vote after vote to put that demand, as you say, on these institutional changes. What else is it going to take in this Congress with this very slim majority to pass meaningful legislation? The Save America Act is something the American people are absolutely demanding. And of course, we passed it out of the House, but the Senate is really dragging their feet on that. So what does the rest of our Congress, our session here look like?
Yeah, thankfully, we have a president who's in the White House who is not for the status quo. He's a transformative individual. And we said, as we campaigned into this term, give us a chance. We all remember where we were a couple years ago: open borders, chaos, crime, embracing Marxist ideology, all these different kind of things that were being embraced by the Biden administration, trying to trans our kids and the like. And then we come and say, give us a chance. We're going to stay focused. We're going to stay disciplined. But the inertia of this city can sometimes just pull people into the status quo. And here, at least in the House, we passed the Save America Act, the most popular bill in the nation right now. 80% of the people support it. The only place this is controversial is in the U.S. Senate. And so they'll try to say, oh, we need 60 votes. There's no way we can do this. There's a path forward for this. The president sees it. That's why he's calling the bluff, so to speak, today, even saying we've got to. And he warned us, this last State of the Union, he said this is going to be the demand. And so it's placing the demand for this to go forward. And again, this is all about what's for the American people.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Michael Cloud, I appreciate you joining me. I know that you are a man who is led by your faith in Jesus, and I appreciate you doing that, being so bold. And so many of the committee hearings that we have, even confronting the leftists who try to use scripture in very wrong ways. So I appreciate your service. It's an honor to serve in the House of Representatives with you. And I hope we get to do this again soon. Thanks so much, Michael.
Yeah, thank you.